I thought we were going to do all sorts of crazy stuff that people think, just really weird stuff, like people not thinking that birds are real. Like that's a thing. Like they think birds are fake.
Yeah. And the world is flat.
The world being flat, I can almost see why someone might think that, because mathematically you can prove it, right? And we can't all travel to space. Okay. But like birds, I didn't look far enough into it, but that's where I thought we were going. But I discovered there are so many insane things that people think about celebrities that I had to share them because I couldn't stop laughing.
Well, this sounds like a great episode.
You're listening to Two Monicas and a Microphone, a finely crafted podcast about nothing serious. Seriously, I'm your host, Monica.
And I'm the other Monica. Get ready to talk about anything and everything, from vampires to color blindness, pet peeves to hot dogs, and everything in between.
Yeah, so I'm not going to go into things like, was Marilyn Monroe killed by the CIA, or did the royal family off Princess die? I'm not any of that serious kind of stuff.
Or that Harry is illegitimate.
Yeah, none of that, because I feel like that stuff is actually more likely than anything we're going to talk about today. Like that's how absurd what we're going to talk about today is.
Oh, fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, it actually seems like stuff that junior high girls would gossip about. And then another little junior high girl will be like, yeah. And then tell her friend and then expound upon it. I mean, really, that's how weird it is.
Oh my gosh. So.
I'm sure you've heard that celebrities are part of the Illuminati.
What?
Yeah, but that is not even weird enough for this episode.
Okay, I think that's plenty weird.
Right? So I'm just trying, I know, I'm trying to give some build up here because it's, and I'm sorry if I continue to laugh because I seriously, as I planned this and plotted this out, I was just like leaning over laughing in my chair by myself in my office. But anyway.
That's awesome.
I would like to say that while doing research for this topic, I found a really fun topic for spooky season, which is coming in October. So make sure you hit that follow button and go check us out on Instagram at Two Monicas Podcast and sign up to get either text or email notifications so that you can know when your favorite episodes are going to launch. But anyway, that is urban legends. And I'm not going down that rabbit hole today, but I'm really excited to get into it eventually.
Oh, October is going to be great.
Yes. So this episode has enough of its own rabbit holes that we don't need to add any more. Now, Monica, are you aware of any celebrity conspiracies? I mean, do any just kind of rattle off the top of your head that you've heard in the ether, as I call it? Just meaning you don't know where you heard it, but you heard it.
No.
Okay. All right. Then you're going to have a lot of fun today.
I know one. I have just one. That Tom Cruise paid Nicole Kidman, Katie Holmes, and the other what's-her-face to marry him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that people want to come up with conspiracies about celebrities, and you can see why they think that one, because they're trying to explain why he's so handsome, right? He's so charismatic in the movies. Why can't he keep a woman? Okay, makes sense. Again, makes sense why they think this. Okay, Monica, now it's time to get into the nitty gritty here, the details of what the weirdos out there on the interwebs think. And the first category that we are going to highlight for our friends today is secret identities of the stars.
Okay, like Superman?
That would be cool. But no, these are like really absurd. So I'll start us off with the first one and we'll discuss it. I'm interested to see what you think about this one. We're going to talk about how Lindsay Lohan had a twin and Disney killed the twin.
Why? Why would they do that?
For very obvious reasons. So first of all, I'll just give you a little backstory here. The twins' name was Kelsey Morgan Lohan, and she co-starred with Lindsay in The Parent Trap. Do you remember that movie?
I do remember. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Disney killed her because she wasn't a good enough actress. Ooh, okay. Right. Okay. I mean, that's clearly a reason
good
to kill off
murder.
Yeah. You kill children when they're not good actresses. Clearly. Okay. I mean, according to the weirdos on the web. So now the evidence in this is that this is why Lindsay went off the deep end, is that she was wrought with grief.
Yeah. I mean, if Disney kills your twin, you would be grief stricken.
Right. Yeah. So again, I think this is one of those things where people are trying to explain why celebrities act like weirdos.
Okay.
So another theory is that Disney didn't kill Kelsey, but that they actually kind of doppelganger life each other. And so sometimes Kelsey is out living the life and sometimes it's Lindsay. And they only live as Lindsay so that they can have some private life.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. What good is an identical twin if you can't switch places every once in a while?
Yeah. So I would say, if I was going to look at this with the evidence given to me today, that I just think that this is definitely not anything that could happen for various reasons. But one being, there are plenty of photos of the body double used on the set of The Parent Trap. So we know that there was no twin on the set of The Parent Trap.
Okay. Well, that's a relief. I would hate to think that Disney is an empire of evil. Oh, Monica, this one is fantastic, especially because I know a lot about the story of Jonbenet Ramsey. But guess what? She's not dead. Katy Perry is Jonbenet Ramsey. What?
What? Like, I can't on this one. I just can't. I was laughing so loudly. It's intense.
Based on the pictures that people can see in the show notes, yeah, I could see it.
I could see it. They're both blonde and have little noses and teeth.
And like similar shaped eyes. I mean, I definitely see it. So they look alike in the pictures. You know, it looks like one of those age progression things that detectives do when they're trying to solve a cold case. Also, when she was asked if she was Jonbenet, Katy seemed startled by the question. So obviously she thought her secret was out. Yes,
yeah. I mean, I think that's very clear evidence. It's actually probably more clear evidence than may have been in the actual Jonbenet Ramsey case in some points. But again, that's for another podcast.
Katy Perry is not Jonbenet because Katy Perry is 6 years younger than Jonbenet. Or is she?
Yeah. That's the really fun thing about these conspiracy theories is that every piece of like legit evidence given to them, the conspiracy theorists are like, nope, that's a lie. They just say that. You know? And I understand that with conspiracies, right? So there's definitely things that you and I believe, we both believe the same, or sometimes we debate them. And this is privately in our private conversations where there is evidence for them, right? Like why there is evidence for why we believe them. Everything isn't written off as it's a lie. And that is what really happens. That is what made me cling to these celebrity conspiracy theories is that no matter what you show them, no matter that they refute it by it's a lie. Not
the sky is blue. No, it's not. But look, it's not blue. No, it's not.
No, it's not. That's a lie. Yeah. So, and there's no evidence to these, which has made them really fun.
Who are we talking about next?
We are going to talk about Avril Lavigne and how she's been dead.
What? No.
Since 2003.
Oh my God. Skater boy died.
Yeah, well, I mean, kind of, if you think about it, that persona did die.
Yeah, because she realized grunge was out. Okay.
It's because she committed suicide in 2003 and her record label didn't want to lose money. So they replaced her with her good friend and actress Melissa Vandella. Monica, obviously that's the answer. And not that emo grunge was out. Okay. Or that she aged and was no longer an emo teen. None of that could come into play.
Nope.
No. Okay, just so that we're clear on that. And the evidence is that she disappeared to take time off for herself after her grandpa died and her parents divorced. Or did she?
No, she didn't. She's obviously a body double.
Yes. And so the conspiracy theorists also like to say that she does not have Lyme disease and that she just pretends that she has Lyme disease when it's necessary to cover up the ruse.
Oh, I had no idea it was even rumored that she had Lyme disease or that she said that.
I didn't know that either till I dug into this. Believe it or not, I didn't know about her personal health history. So other evidence is that her teeth are straight now.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. And she used to be tan and now she's pale.
Okay. Because tans don't fade or anything.
No, nothing. Your face absolutely doesn't change shape in 20 years either.
Nope. And, learning about skincare and using sunscreen, that doesn't happen. Nope.
That does not happen. And just in case you're wondering, they did ask Avril if this was true and she denied it, which of course is more evidence that it's true.
Yeah, of course.
I love that one of the biggest pieces of evidence is what we just discussed a little bit ago. It's that she went from being emo punk kid to whatever she is now. Like she did a Hello Kitty song. Like I get it. She's not the same person, but I think we're allowed to evolve.
I would hope so. I mean, if she were still rocking the grunge and acting like a teenager, I would be a little worried for her mental health.
The next person we're going to talk about is Beyonce. Now, she has a lot of conspiracy surrounding her, but this one in particular is that Beyonce is dead. And what we see is actually a clone grown from stem cells.
All right. And let me guess, she died and the record company didn't want to lose money.
Well, yes, because they're smart and she was a commodity. And she was such a commodity that early on they grabbed her stem cells and started cloning her. I don't understand cloning enough to how fast can you clone a person? Let's pretend that you can clone people.
She's the same age in only 6 years, so they must have rapid age acceleration. Please don't ever put me in that chamber.
Right. So the one thing about Beyonce and Jay-Z is you'll find that they have a lot of Illuminati conspiracy theories. So my guess would be that the Illuminati has this advanced technology for her. I don't know.
Of course.
Yeah. So they didn't just grow one clone, actually several clones. Yeah.
So she could take time off? What? I mean, why?
Well, so that they could you can make more money. I mean, if you could duplicate yourself. So let's say that you could duplicate me and I could duplicate you. We could do so many more podcast shows. We could have one of us dedicated to just losing weight and looking awesome. And then while the others sit back in the office and like grind away at the computer.
Okay.
Editing. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And researching. So see, so they're like, oh, if we're going to do one, we may as well do many. Right. So yeah. I mean, this makes perfect sense in this world that fake world we're living in. Now, some of the evidence from the conspiracy theorists is that Sasha Fierce that she sings about in her songs is actually one of the clones.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because it's not like her alter ego or anything.
No, nobody has alter egos at all. They just have clones.
I need to clone myself.
I know, that would be nice. I guess we need to join the Illuminati to get access to this cloning. So more evidence is that she couldn't remember the exact due date of her pregnancy.
Yeah, okay. I guess.
Right. So you're not allowed to be forgetful when you're pregnant. And there's nothing called pregnancy brain that you get when you're pregnant. And now you see this picture that I shared.
All right, everyone. So I'm looking at a picture of Beyonce. On the left is from 2010 and on the right is 2016. And I'm going to read you the caption. For all you true Beyonce Queen fans, the chick on the left is her, but the chick on the right is not. This high degree masonry witch on the right is a clone. Take a good look. Don't believe me? Look up every celebrity and look how different they turn up in every single time. I am wearing my glasses. It's just tiny.
It is very tiny. So basically, they're saying that in 6 years, when she's transformed from her 20s into her 30s, she's not allowed to look different.
Nope.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, no, I look exactly the same like I did when I was 20.
I'm sorry, but if you were going to like clone yourself, wouldn't you be cloning like 25-year-old Beyonce anyway? I just why would you want it to age? I don't know. I don't understand the Illuminati because I'm not part of it. Well, if I were,
you would have to say that if you were.
Yeah, exactly. So here's a side note on all this weird clone stuff that I came across. Did you know that in 2016, singer Tila Tequila, who I'm not even sure who she is and probably glad, admitted to being a clone? And she died in 2012 and she was activated in 2015.
Okay, this next one is pretty funny because Paul and I talk about her every once in a while, and she's got some very interesting habits with her husband, which I can mention. So this Megan Fox is a clone and always has been. A new one is brought out every few years. Do they all drink the husband's blood, or is it just like the latest one?
I don't know. I don't even understand the benefit of Megan Fox clones, but I mean, at least understand the benefit of a Beyonce clone, but why was Megan Fox a clone from the beginning?
Because you can. They can.
Oh,
why not?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Because you can.
Well, so what evidence do we have about this conspiracy? She looks different than the last time we saw her.
Yeah, because you look exactly, if you see a picture of me from 6 years ago, it looks exact. Although people do say it does, but it doesn't, people. It doesn't. I don't look the same. But actually, I am a clone, and that
That's why you bring out a new one every 6 years.
I bring a new one out every 6 years. Now, people say that I don't age because I don't. I'm a clone. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. So I digress.
Yes. Her response to this theory was to do a commercial where she starred as multiple Megan Fox clones on a desert island where men wash ashore. That's pretty hilarious. I wonder if we can find that.
We can. I did find it. It's pretty funny. And I like that she was super tongue in cheek about it and just rolled with it. I think Megan Fox is one of the most gorgeous women that's ever existed in all of humanity. I'm throwing that out there because that is how I feel about Megan Fox. She did do some things to her face that made me very sad because she was just so naturally gorgeous, but I still think she's gorgeous. And it needs to be said here that all the clones that they bring out every 5 years are very pretty.
Oh, they are.
This final one in this secret identity category is pretty freaking hilarious to me. Like all of them. So we can just go ahead and cut that out later in editing, right? Okay. But this next one is very curious. And I'm almost like, I don't know. They might be onto something here. But that is Nicki Minaj is a cover for Jay-Z having a female alter ego. Sadly, she's not a clone.
Well, that's a relief. That's such a relief. I don't understand. Like an alter ego, I mean, is it like Jay-Z but female? I don't really understand.
Yeah. Okay. So it'd work like this. Jay-Z sings Nicki Minaj's songs, and then they go into the studio and they speed them up and make the pitch a little different. And then Nicki goes out there and lip syncs those songs and then just pretends. Yeah. So it's just another way for Jay-Z to just get himself out there more, because just being Jay-Z is not enough for him.
I see. Yep. Makes sense.
Obviously. I mean, but also kind of.
I like this next category, conspiracy deaths. Why am I so morbid?
I don't know, but this is nothing seriously. So we're not that, even though we do start with a sad one, which is Heath Ledger.
Why couldn't they clone him?
I know, right? Like why? Well, I don't know, but this might be why. So Heath Ledger was killed by the Illuminati so that the 2018 Oscars would get higher ratings. Yes. Now, apparently this is a thing. I went kind of down a rabbit hole for us here. Someone has to be sacrificed to the celebrity show gods every time. Right. Yeah. So see, if you're making clones, that's not really a sacrifice, right?
Right.
Right.
So now we're talking human sacrifice.
Yes, this is all human sacrifice. And really the caveat here is that you need to die within at least 1 month of the show for it to count.
Do they give the reason for this?
Well, it's the celebrity show gods.
Okay.
Like that's literally a sacrifice to them.
Okay. Yeah.
It's part of the Illuminati. It's part of, right? It's part of the whole Illuminati thing.
Has anyone else been sacrificed?
Yes. There's a list here. If you can see, I'll share a couple, and then I think you'll be surprised by a couple. So Michael Jackson, he died within a few days of the BET Awards, as did Prince. So apparently the BET Awards god needed some really good blood in those years because the BET Awards got Michael Jackson and Prince.
Right. But within days. So their standard is different than the Oscars.
You just have to die within 30 days.
I see.
But if you died like on day 31, you're not a sacrifice. This next one, absolutely great actor, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yes.
He died before the Oscars.
Oh, yeah, he did. I remember.
Yeah. So the Oscars really needed a celebrity death that year.
40 balloons of heroin. One way to go.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that is, he's got a whole conspiracy behind his death besides the Oscars, other than it has to do with the Oscars. So when I was looking this up, I didn't realize that he had been sober from heroin for like 25 years.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's pretty suspicious when I was reading into it. I was like, I can see why people think something weird happened here. But I thought he died of a heart attack. So that tells you how much I pay attention to celebrities. Okay. Now here is the kicker of them all. And you are not going to be shocked when I say her name.
Who?
Whitney Houston. Now think about how big Whitney Houston is. Huge, right?
Right.
One of the biggest. And she died the day of the Grammys.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. So here's the rabbit hole on that. She was sacrificed.
I'm sorry. It's too funny. Okay.
Don't worry. This all comes full circle later. Okay. She was sacrificed to fertility gods so that Beyonce could get pregnant with Blue Ivy, who was born later that year.
Sure. Why not? Makes total sense.
Yeah. I mean, if you're sacrificing, you as Whitney Houston have to die so that the new queen of pop can get pregnant. Yeah. And some people also think that she was sacrificed not for that, but for a different reason.
What could this possibly be?
So Jennifer Hudson could become the new Whitney.
Yeah. So that didn't work.
Yeah, that didn't. That was failed sacrifice.
Insane.
That's all I could find on people who were sacrificed for the entertainment show gods. There could be more. A notable conspiracy death, Bob Marley. Now, I had heard before that the CIA had murdered Bob Marley, but then I was like, didn't he pass away from cancer, right?
I thought so, yes.
Yeah, so he did, but the cancer was caused by a shoe that the CIA gave him as a gift.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, okay. Anything's possible.
Yep. Anything's possible. So
too bad it wasn't like a shoe phone.
Yeah. So that's the conspiracies there. Now I could go even further into conspiracy deaths, but like I said, I feel like some of them have some evidence worth talking about. Whereas all this was just so ludicrous, I couldn't find any evidence for it.
Well, that's kind of a relief, right?
Okay, so this next category I have named the immortals. That's because there is a conspiracy out there that a lot of celebrities are immortals. So I'm going to share a couple with you. Jay-Z, time traveling vampire, and you can see that from this picture of him in 1865.
Yeah. Right? Oh my God.
Obvious.
Fitting image.
Yes.
Oh, okay. This next one, Nicolas Cage is also an immortal vampire. Yeah,
yes.
These pictures are just uncanny.
Yeah. The funny thing about this picture is someone tried to sell it for $1 million with a story proving that Nicolas Cage is a vampire. No one bought it, but it started an internet sensation.
It looks like current day Nicolas Cage had his ears pinned back though, just a little bit.
Yeah. Well, he probably got surgery. He's like, I'm living forever. I don't want these Dumbo ears. Maybe that's what he thought. I don't know. Maybe. Then John Travolta, you can see there.
Oh, you know what? That's because he's a Scientologist. That's why he can live forever.
Oh, okay.
And he's a vampire.
And a vampire. Vampire Scientologist. That sounds like a good movie. Now, Monica, let's look at this next one.
Keanu. OMG.
I got all the information about Keanu Reeves from KeanuIsImmortal.com.
He totally is.
He is. Now you can see here at a picture, if you scroll down, Monica, you can see that he's clearly Charlemagne from 748 AD.
Clearly.
Obviously. Hello.
Oh my God. He looks so good in every picture.
I'm not going to lie. The 1991, that is my favorite. Although the 1875 is kind of a hottie in that too. I mean,
I like 2009, 2014, 2000.
Yeah, so they say that he doesn't age, whereas I say he grows a beard, but okay. And the biggest piece of evidence, and I know that you'll probably get into this when we finally do our Keanu episode, is that his wisdom and kindness can only be acquired from living such a long life.
Oh yeah, I love that. I hope he lives forever. I mean, obviously he will.
Obviously. Now, we're going to close out this absolutely fun, wonderful, crazy episode with something I entitled Other Dumb Stuff.
I can't wait to hear the dumb stuff.
Why don't you kick us off?
All right. The stars of Twilight are actually secretly married.
Yeah, so everything we see is a lie. But I could buy that, Monica, because maybe they want a private life.
Yeah, totally.
All right. So back to Beyonce. She was never pregnant. Now you see this photo I have here. That's actually still frames from a video. And this is what caused everybody to say that.
Her dress, it's like totally droopy.
Yeah, it deflates as she sits down. Yeah. Now I've been pregnant and my belly would not have done that.
No, mine either. She was never pregnant. I believe this 100%.
So that's what sparked this. Now, this is funny. I tried to go watch this video. Okay. And one of those was actually from abcnews.com. Both videos I tried to watch were scrubbed from the internet. The one, if you go to the abc.com one where they originally reported on it, it says video unavailable. Yeah. I found a grainy version of it on YouTube, but this photo, I think, says it all.
This photo is amazing.
So I see why people think that. Now, here's the thing. I would personally like to see 10 to 15 different women who are pregnant at the level she is here sit down in a similar dress and see what happens. And then I would make my judgment call. From this photo, I totally get why they think this.
Okay, Britney Spears, again, back in the headlines, current day. But before, she was hired by George Bush to act crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. So anytime George Bush would have a bad policy, then she would act crazy to take the media's attention off of him.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, obviously. And I heard Trump use Miley Cyrus. I don't know who the current president today is using. I don't know. I guess every president probably has one if we went and researched it a little bit. Final really dumb thing out there is that Khloe Kardashian is O.J. Simpson's daughter.
Yes, I believe that.
Ooh, you believe that? Now tell me why.
Yeah. Well, because she looks nothing like Kim or her mom or even her dad from pictures.
Do you think she looks like OJ?
I think it's possible.
I don't know. Maybe if you took a side by side of OJ's other children to her, I don't know. I mean, I see why people would say it. I mean, I get it. I get why people would say it. And for those who don't know, there's that connection with, wasn't Chloe's dad OJ's lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. So there's a familial connection there just in general. So it's not like it would be totally out of the blue for that family to be connected in such a way. So that would mean that OJ was having an affair with his attorney's wife. Right? Or ex-wife. I'm not sure.
I don't know. But either way, that is definitely possible.
Definitely. And then there's the whole thing that OJ didn't do it, but that's like for a true crime podcast, seriously, because that one's very interesting concept. That's why I said it's a true crime podcast. I'm not going to debate it here. No. So I why people think that. And I think the reason why people think that maybe he didn't do it is super compelling, but he will also goes to why he admitted it. They go together. And I was like, oh yeah. So one day we will discuss that.
Okay.
But that's a teaser for the future. Well, I had a super fun day today doing this with you. I loved laughing. I like thinking about how silly things are, but also here at the end, these things that I thought were really dumb, maybe were true.
Yeah. I don't know. I think some of them are plausible. This was a great episode. You did tons of great research. I'm going to go outside and I'm going to look at some birds now.
They're not real. Thank you so much for listening to this episode and letting us be part of your day, whether that's folding socks, driving to work, or getting in your cardio. We're happy to provide you with entertainment about nothing serious, seriously. Don't forget to subscribe or follow our podcast so you never miss an episode. If you're loving it, leave a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify. You can follow us on Instagram at 2 Monica's Podcast. That's with the number 2. Access extended show notes and more at our website, 2monicaspodcast.com. Love this episode? Hit that share button and send to a friend who'd like it too. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next episode of 2 Monicas and a Microphone.
Awesome. That was fun.